Hello, my name is Yvonne Ngonyo, and that is my sign name. This means Miss Able Differently, Nairobi County, 2023. I won it in August. That is when I won this title.
I remember when I won this competition, I had really taken a lot of time to practice my walk, and I had to put in a lot of work. By the time we were traveling to by the time we were traveling, I'm so happy I'm a model, and I remember my experience from BB collection. So I really had taken a lot of time to practice. So by the time we were traveling, I had really learned a lot, and I knew I had to represent and show people that, and show the people that had taught us that they had done a good job. So for this title that I have, I really knew that if I won, I will be representing the deaf, and I will represent them in different areas. Yes, I had really participated from different competitions. For deaf competition Nairobi, Miss Deaf University of Nairobi. I had a competition in the University of Nairobi. No. I did not study there. It was the first time going to University of Nairobi for competition, the venue of the event. So I went to study in high school. I was in Machakos school, but it was so hard for me to cope in Machakos when I went to learn there. And once I made friends, and I was showed direction, and I was able to interact with people, I felt like I was not alone. So after I got to interact with the teachers and my friends, I got to understand and improve a lot. So it was actually so hard, but after advocating for myself, it got much better, and that made me so happy. In high school, it was just practice, maybe dance, just going. Whenever we closed school, went home, danced with my friends, then back to school. And I had done this for around 3 months. So whenever we went for any dancing, it was for anything, it was just working with different organizations, and later when I got to work with organizations for modeling, I got the experience. For me, I'd say the support my work is not only for the deaf, because I also work with the deaf blind and other people to show a lot of support and make sure they're empowered. For me, modeling is quite specific, because what inspires me is to make sure the many deaf people get the confidence. So about John, he's the person who has actually taught me and made me improve. He has experience in modeling. He does a very good works, and the support he has shown me, he is my role model. Yes, he works with yeah, he works with baby collection, which was my first competition. So after I won, I thought when I win Miss Deaf Kenya, or after I won my first title, it showed me that I'm able to win even other competitions. And I know this is like an improvement, and getting titles is like an improvement from one competition to another. When the competition was happening, I think I had not done enough practice, so I knew it would be hard for me to win. And this was it was among my first times. I remember that my first competition I won, so the second time losing, it just showed me I have to continue striving hard. For me, what excited me the most was the confidence and the freeness that each and every person had, and it also gave me experience. So after that competition, I really felt confident, and it's like an inspiration to each and every person to join these contests, because I know I'll be winning them in the future. Or party. But I don't think I have anybody in specific, but there is model named Patty that I really admire. I would say we don't have those mini models in the world, so it's not really a field that is really seen in the deaf community. So maybe some people don't have the interest, but I'm sure through the improvement that we're having, some people are going to get inspired and they're going to join, and we're going to have an improvement in the field, and that will be happening in the future. I really hope to pull a lot of deaf people to join the industry. I'll try and train and teach them modeling to make sure they gain the experience which is going to help them in the future. For me, the advice I'll give is please make sure you focus on yourself, and if you're deaf, please try and get the motivation to improve your skills. Don't feel down or look at the deaf hearing community and feel like you're not up to par. Just try and improve on yourself, and then you're going to get up to par, and you're going to have your own way. For me, if I get to meet our president, His Excellency, the President William Ruto, I will really want to inform him about the deaf who are actually modeling. I'll make sure I show my respect, but I will try to explain to him about the different disabilities and the contexts that they usually have for modeling. For me, I remember I used to work with Maono. In Dandora. Yes, Maono is an organization in Dandora. And I really wanted to compete as a model. And they had really worked to make sure I get to be a very good model. I tried so many times, but I was really failing. And I remember when I went back to school, and I really tried to learn more, practice. I did a lot of training, but at this time I was really focusing on dancing. So when we closed school and I went back home, they really tried to advocate for me, but I was really failing a lot of the times, maybe in interviews. And but at this time I'd really tried to practice and improve on myself. And I was not really, and after some time and a lot of work and effort, I got to where I'm at right now. For me, I was born hearing. And I got to become sick. And later when I was taken to the hospital, after some medical examination, they realized I had a problem, because when I even went back to school, I was really having a hard time. And when I became deaf, I would go to school, see other deaf people signing, but I will not really understand. And I stayed I stayed in the first school for a month, and I later went to another school where I was able to learn some level of KSL. It was quite hard for me to understand English, but I had really learned Kiswahili. So when I started class 1, I would feel like everything was silent. The teacher, I will not really hear the teacher speaking. I will just look at them. Everything was quite silent. And then when I moved to another school in Wangu Primary School, there was some deaf there, and it was actually easier for me. I started there from class 1 to until I finished primary school. It was so easier and to interact, and the challenges were not so much, but I really improved on my KSL and I became so good at it. So after primary, I went to high school from Form 1 to Form 4 in Machakos School for the deaf. And at this point, I feel like everything had really gotten better. And in terms of improving myself, I'd really gotten to a very good place. For me, I will say I got a lot of support from my mom, who really took care of me. And she really has been taking very big responsibility for me. In primary school, it was quite challenging for me. I really experienced a lot of things. We did not have like classroom. There were not enough classrooms. There were not enough books. And the teachers were not even enough in the school. We really were experiencing a lot of challenges. If you want to learn, and even learning sign language was not as easy. And most of the students were somehow separated. So sometimes you'll have a teacher in the class, and we really had to learn in small groups to make sure it was easier. So if sometimes someone will, and many times people will get really sick. So after people are becoming sick, we are forced to separate and separate the classes to make sure we continue to learn. But it was quite hard. Sometimes it was not easy to understand. And the students maybe were not so many, and everything was just not given the standard that it was required. Everything was just quite low. And just to touch on some of the challenges and to mention some few more. Sometimes the teacher were not so good. So I remember around, was it class 4-5? Around class 7-4-5. We had a male teacher. And the teacher quite made me feel bad.
Because the teacher was very dangerous. And previously, we had seen like he was a good teacher. But there were issues of rape with that teacher. And remember, the students were deaf, so things were not even clear. So I tried to report this issue to my mother, And I told my mom that this teacher was such a huge problem. And my mother really convinced me to report the issue and to maybe go and tell the chief everything that had happened in school. And for sure, I was not happy about the rape issue because there were also financial issues. Office, the chief's office.
For me,
I can say it is true the deaf have got very big challenges, especially in schools. And whatever happened with that male teacher and the issue of rape was not right. And anytime we keep these issues private, for me, I feel it's wrong. It's better we report issues maybe to our parents or to the police station. But the moment we decide to keep them private, it does not give any help. So it's good we come out. Even if you have an issue with communication, you can have to write it down and make things clear. And we can also report the issues to the chief and share everything and make everything open, but not keeping things to yourself because I remember I was not happy with that situation. Okay, speaking about government and how it would protect this issue, I feel the government should give a lot of support, which I feel currently is not there, especially for the deaf community. Yeah, the government needs to give a lot of support.
For me, in the fashion industry, I will really want us to improve in terms of this industry, the beauty industry, in terms of fashion. If we post these things on our socials, it actually creates sight, many people seeing it in terms of it being seen to the world. For me, confidence. If you want something in terms of the fashion, it has really been inspiring, but when it comes to videos and photos and everything, I really try to have the best that actually shows success. For me, there is a sport event that we want to involve the models that will show that even in sporting events, modeling can be there, and even if it's an event that has people with disabilities, representation can be so well done. I even went to Wango and I got to discuss with my teacher about the title that I had won, and I really tried to discuss about the challenges that we face in the school, and maybe the different disabilities that are there, and because there are quite many, and I really explained that the challenges are quite different. And I tried to give my insight in terms of making improvements and making sure that the different teachers are educated, they get to employ enough teachers, the quality in terms of teaching and learning and communicating is improved. But you have to remember that there's a challenge about not enough classrooms, and sometimes the classrooms are small, and sometimes for separating the students. So in terms of, I really had to discuss a lot of things in terms of bringing some new infrastructure, new ways of improving the schools, and empowering the students in terms of, when COVID was around, maybe we would understand making the groups small and separating them. But for now, I think it's really important they get to learn to do it in the deaf way, rather than separating people and not getting to interact so well. So I really have focused on improving the class system in school, and of also focused on making sure that when maybe learning is in progress, most students are able to focus and not everyone distracted, because if it brings a lot of missing out in school. So it's easier when you're learning so well, you get to improve so well and get to understand everything well. And I also hope this is implemented in other primary schools too. For me, I really want to inspire and tell other people to join the modeling industry, not to feel discouraged or down. You have to accept yourself and make sure you join it. And if you can even learn from us, the people who are doing it right now. And to all the other people out there, please try, and you're going to improve and become the best version of you in future. So thank you so much and goodbye.
Audio Jungle.